Hi, welcome to Code.io, and in this video we're going to solve an interview question that was asked in Fidelity Investments summer internship interview. Okay, so this question I don't really have it in any websites like Geeks for Geeks, LeetCode or HackerRank, so I just have a PDF where I have that question along with a couple of sample inputs that I've written, and like I have formatted it in a way that it looks like one of the questions from that website, but like this question has been asked in an interview. I mean, like first round of the coding round, this question have been asked. So I thought it is a very easy question, but I thought it's better to like make a video on it so that you guys know that this question was asked. Okay, so the name of the question, or the name of the question that I have given it is one less fish, and the problem statement is that you are given n identical fish bowls. Okay, you're given n identical fish bowls containing n minus 1 fish, meaning one of that bowl is empty. Okay, you have n identical fish bowls and you're supposed to have only one fish in each of these bowls, but you only have n minus 1 fish, meaning that one of these bowls is just an empty bowl. Okay, and you are also given the weights of these bowls along with the fish. Like you can imagine it as all of these bowls with the fish, they are on a scale, they are on a weighing machine, so you're just looking at the weight readings. Okay, your task is to determine the weight of each of these fish. Okay, you cannot straight away go ahead and weigh a fish, right? It will just die. You cannot have it in a weighing machine because it cannot survive outside of water. So this might be a technique where you could weigh a fish, weigh the fish along with the tank, the fish bowl, and you can weigh an empty fish bowl and you can subtract these two values and that will give you the weight of the fish. So I have just revealed the answer straight away to you, and if you understood this, I completely approve. You can go ahead and like try and code this once and you're good for today. But if not, we'll just go ahead and look at this further. Okay, so you're given an integer n, which is the size of, or the size of the array that will be given as input, and the next input is an integer array of size n. Okay, I also have a sample input. So before trying to code this, let us just go over the solution a bit. Okay, now if you can see here we have a representation of the question where we have 4 fish bowls, right? And one of these fish bowls is empty, meaning like we have 4 fish bowls and only 3 fish is there, and that is exactly the question, right? And the weights of these bowls along with the fish, it has been given here. Now we are supposed to find the weight of this individual fish in these bowls. Okay, not the entire weight, just the weight of the fish. Now how exactly would you do that? You just traverse through this array. Okay, you traverse through this array and find the minimum value. Okay, because the one with minimum value must be the empty bowl, right? The weight is minimum when it doesn't have any fish. When you add fish into the bowl, the weight would increase eventually. Like it would obviously increase it, the weight would obviously increase a bit. So the least weighing bowl or the lightest bowl is the empty bowl. That I hope you are clear. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to traverse through this array and you're going to find the minimum value, least value, right? And in this case the minimum value here is 10 grams, or just the number 10, anything is fine. So meaning the weight of an empty bowl is 10 grams. Now how would you use this to find the weight of all the other fish? You just take this and subtract it with everything else. Now this 14 grams, as you can see, this is weight of fish plus weight of bowl. This is what is equal to 14 grams, right? Because we are having it in a scale and that is the reading it shows. It is 14 grams. Weight of fish plus weight of bowl is 14 grams, and we know the minimum value of these scale readings is 10 grams, meaning an empty bowl weighs 10 grams. So this weight of this bowl is 10 grams, and weight of the fish is what we are trying to find. Weight of the fish plus weight of the bowl should be equal to 14 grams. Weight of the bowl is 10 grams. So you can just straight away go ahead and subtract 10 from 14. So 14 minus 10 gives you 4 grams, meaning the weight of the fish in the first bowl is just 4 grams. And again, if you can do the similar thing, subtract 10 grams from all these values. So 15 minus 10 again gives you 5 grams, and this one gives you 7 grams. So the answer that you are supposed to print out is 4, 5 and 7. So 4, 5 and 7, these represent the weight of the fish in this bowl. Okay, not the entire fish plus bowl combo, just the fish's weight. So that is what we are supposed to print. Now if you can see, if you subtract 10 from all the elements in the array, you would also have this 0 grams. Sorry, this 0 grams. But we are not supposed to print that. We are just supposed to print the weight of fish. This empty bowl doesn't really have any fish, so the output shouldn't have that. So the output is just a n minus 1 array, not an n sized array, just an n minus 1 sized array. Okay, now I know this is a very simple question, so we can just straight away go ahead and code it. I'm not I'm pretty sure all of you understood this, so we can just go ahead and straight away code this. Now I'm going to show how to code this in Python. I'll be giving a Git link down in the description where you will have the PDF of this question and also solution to this question in CPP, Java and Python. So whichever you like, you can go and check that out, and also the question will be given there. Okay, now how do we start here? The input is n, which is the size of the array, and then the array itself, right? So I'm just going to get n, which is I want it as an int, right? So int of input. Okay, now this is just going to get the size of the array, and then I have to get the array itself. But here in Python, it will not be like you're getting it in a single line, right? So you'll probably be getting it as a string, and you'll be converting it into a array using split method. So I'm just going to create a variable called weight, or weights make sense, right? So weights is equal to input of nothing. Okay, now this just gets the entire string and stores it in weights. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add another thing here called split. Now the default argument that split has, if you don't give anything, is space. So what happens is, this input method, it gets the entire line or the entire array which is in a single line as a string, and the split method right after that, it goes through that array, splits it into different values, and stores it in the weights. So weights is now a list. Okay, now weights is a list, and what we want to do right here is we want to find the minimum value and then subtract it from all values in the array, right? So we have to find the minimum value, but before that we'll just convert all these values here in the weights list into an integer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a for loop for I in range of n. So it goes from 0 to n minus 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert weights of I into a integer value. So int of weights of I. Okay, I'm converting that. Now you could straight away use min of function. So if you give min of weights, it will return you the minimum value in that list. But some interviewers might not prefer using default functions. In that case, you can write the code yourself to find minimum element, which is just a very basic thing, right? Maybe I'll show it now. It's not that hard. I know it's very, very simple, and this question itself is pretty simple. So what will we name that? Bowl weight. Okay, so bowl weight is equal to math.inf, because this is how we usually find the minimum value, right? We initially assign a variable as infinity, and we can compare, I'm sorry for that, we can compare all the elements in our array with that weight, and we can see if our current element is minimum. If our current element is minimum, we will update that bowl weight. So exactly that is what we are going to do here. If weights of I is less than bowl weight, in that case bowl weight would become weights of I. Again, you don't really have to do it this way. The advantage of Python is you can do this very simply using a min method, and min method just straight away returns you the minimum value, and you can straight away go ahead and subtract it from all the elements in the list and print it. Okay, that would be far simpler than this, but just to let you know how we find minimum value, we are doing this. Bowl weight is equal to weights of I. So at the end of this iteration, we'll have the minimum value, right? Now that would be our bowl weight. Now we are going to print the weight of fish, right? So for I in range of n, we are going to subtract this bowl weight from all the weight values in this array, right? So I'm going to have another variable called fish weight. Fish weight is equal to weights of I minus bowl weight. So bowl weight is the minimum value, or that is the weight of the bowl. Now if you subtract that from the readings that you find on the scale, it will give you the weight of each of these individual fish, and we are iterating through that, right? So now let us say the value of I is 1. We are at the first index in this array, right? So that means the second fish bowl along with the fish, we are subtracting the weight of empty bowl from that, and that will give you the weight of the fish at first index. Now that is this fish weight. Now you just have to see if this fish weight is 0. If the fish weight is 0, it means that no fish is existing in that bowl. In that case, you would not print, because we don't have to print the weight of empty bowl, right? You are just supposed to print the weight of fish in this bowl, like all the fish in this bowl. So if in case fish weight is 0, if fish weight not equal to 0, in that case alone you will be printing print of fish weight comma space. Okay, let me just run this and see if this works. This is a fairly simple question. So I'm running it, and we need an input, right? Let me just copy this. Okay, I'm getting an error saying that math is not defined. How would I define math? I would import math. Okay, so that has given us the right answer, but I should have given comma end equals this, right? Yeah, so that it is printed in the same line. Okay, now so we have just printed the weight of each of the individual fish that is in the bowl, right? 14, 15, 10 and 17 is the original array that we got. The weight of empty bowl is 10, and we subtract 10 from all the values in the bowls in the array. So that gives you 4, 5 and 7, and 10 minus 10 0, we will not print that. Okay, instead of this, if you can give it like if fish weight is equal to 0, in that case you just continue the iteration, and only if not you can print. But instead of writing if and else, I've just written it as single if. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now the same solution I would give you in Java and C++ in the Git folder, so you can go and check that out, and also this PDF this question PDF will also be there, so you can go and check that out. I hope you understood this. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, if you have any suggestions for any other question that you would want me to solve, put them in the comments. I'll try to solve it. Also, you can DM that question to me on Instagram at gomes.io. So that is it for this video then. I hope you understood this. It's a fairly simple question, and it's just summer internship, and they have just asked it in the first round. So it's supposed to be quite simple. And also I have a lot more of these interview questions coming up, so stay tuned for that and consider subscribing. See you in the next video. Bye for now.